Another issue which is universal, and it's a pretty major issue. It's not something you can conquer in a week or two, and that is keeping your fingers very close to the strings. If my pinky is sticking out here and it's going to play this note, I have this much room for error. That's accuracy. It takes a certain amount of time to travel this distance. That's speed. It takes a certain amount of energy to travel that distance. That's stamina. If my pinky's right here, I have that much room for error. And look how much faster I can play without moving any faster, because there's less distance to cover. I'm expending less energy because there's less distance to cover. So I pointed out the pinky because that's the big culprit. That's the finger that's out of control. And doing this right, keeping your fingers poised above the strings, does not happen naturally. Nobody does it intuitively. So the solution for that is when you start this exercise, you'll notice almost immediately your pinky starts waving around out here. So as soon as you notice that, you bring it back like that. Then you go to the next string. Within a second or two, your pinky's out here waving around again. As soon as you notice it, you bring it back. Second later, your pinky's flopping around again. So, you bring it back. You just have to fight with it every day. And if you devote at least a few minutes every day to this issue, in a couple of weeks you'll start to see progress. But it can be very frustrating. When I first started trying to deal with that, I used to get a physical stomach ache trying to control my pinky just from the stress. But I powered through it and eventually got pretty good control over it. So I used to have a mantra that I won't go into the reasons why, but if you actually talk out loud to your hand, that can be helpful. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. So I used to talk to my hand when I was doing this. I will control the movement of every finger all the time. No finger is going to move unless I want it to move, and then it will only move where I want it to move. I will control the movement of every finger all the time. No finger is going to move unless I want it to move, and then it will only move where I want it to move. I will control the movement of every finger all the time. No finger is going to move unless I want it to move, and then it will only move where I want it to move. See how slow I was playing? Because to gain control, you have to play very, very slow and concentrate on every movement of every finger. So, so we've got those two issues. Leaving fingers down if you don't have to pick them up, and keeping your fingers close to the string. That right there is, a lot to deal with. But wait, there's more.